Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And if you're here with me for the first time, I'm Melissa Reed and I'm a mixed media artist from Pennsylvania. So today in front of me, I have one of my 6" by 12" cradled boards. They come in raw wood and then I go ahead and gesso those with some Liquitex white gesso. I'm going to have a list of everything that I've used today at the end of my video if you are interested. So if you were with me last week, not the last 2 weeks actually, I made some collage papers and I'm going to be using one of my favorite ones today. I made one on the video and then I did some off screen to have enough for this entire piece. But first of all, I sprayed some water and I am laying down some fluid. It's the golden fluid acrylic. It's the Golden High Flow Titan Buff. And I also have some Liquitex acrylic ink there in raw umber, transparent raw umber. Those colors are blending nicely. And then I do finally end up going in with some of the Rowney Antelope Antelope Brown. Boy, I can't get anything right today. Bear with me here. The Antelope Brown acrylic ink as well. And I let all of those colors mix together. What I'm doing here is just creating a base layer that I'm intending to put the collage papers on top of. Now, I printed the collage papers on acid-free tissue paper, and so they're going to be transparent where there is no ink and translucent where there is. So basically, that's why I'm putting this base layer down. I had someone question that in a video recently about why to put these layers down when they're just getting covered up. But the point isn't to focus on any one specific detail. It's to get several layers on there, and then you know that something is going to show through somewhere, and that's part of being an intuitive artist. It's more focusing on the finished product than any one single detail. So I hope that clears any questions up on that topic. So I'm just going back and forth between these high flows and the inks until I get the kind of background that I want here, and then I'm going to let everything get dried. So this piece is kind of about blending new techniques with old, and that's a really good way to grow as an artist, but also to build a cohesive body of art that is easily recognizable as your own. And you'll see what I mean as we go on here. So if you saw the video that I was talking about, you'll recognize this type of paper. And if you haven't had a chance to see that yet, I will have that on my end screen for you, the 2 videos where I did make these papers, in case you would like to see how I made them. It was a very easy process, and I just think they're really cool looking, and especially with the colors that I chose. And those colors that I used on the collage papers were the Antelope Brown, along with some turquoise in the Rowney acrylic inks. So just in case anybody was wondering and doesn't want to watch those videos. So I've got my papers down there, and you may have seen me spray that with water first, the paper. That's because I wanted to see how transparent it was going to be. That's a little test that you can do if you print on tissue paper. You can actually just spray down the paper on the surface and you'll see exactly what it's going to look like when it's glued down without actually gluing it down. And then when the water dries, you can just lift it right back up again. But I'm using some of my matte medium to glue that down, and I'm intentionally going in and distressing areas so that you can see even more of the background coming through. I'm also peeling off some of those hard edges because I don't want anything to be too specific or calculated. So I want all of these edges to look very organic. So I'm just ripping some of that paper off while it's wet to give it that kind of natural look there. And I'm just going to go through with the rest of these papers and my medium, and that's just an old gift card that I used to smooth things down. When I went in with that bamboo skewer to intentionally distress that paper, I mean, of course you're going to get little bits of paper up from that, so I just wanted to make sure that those are all wiped away as well. Now, as I'm laying these papers down, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do. But that's when the idea to blend this new paper with an old technique that I've been using for a really long time, to kind of make a piece. And you'll recognize the technique if you've been with me. This is just some of my artificial flower printing that I do on the gel plate. I hadn't done anything with those in a while, and I wanted to see how these two looked together. I am absolutely in love with this collage paper. I will be making more of it, and it will definitely appear in my work again. I'm kind of envisioning a really large canvas or board full of that on it with some other elements. I'm not sure what those are at the moment, but just some workings in the back of my mind. And like I mentioned a little bit ago, I am an intuitive artist, so that often means going into pieces of artwork without a fully developed idea, or even any idea at all sometimes just a color or a shape, a very vague idea, and then just letting each step of the process inform the next. And this media will dry completely clear. This is the matte. You can also use the gloss if you want to have a shine to it. I don't always, and I don't know if I'm going to want that at the end. That's why I typically go with the matte medium instead of the gloss, but either one would work exactly the same. This is just the one that I kind of always go to. And you might have seen me tear that edge off there. One of the benefits of using tissue paper as your collage papers, if you don't want to cut them ahead of time, they will, once you get that medium on there and they get a little bit wet, they'll tear and make a nice clean edge for you. I really love the way that looks just with that paper on there, but I mean, obviously it's not a finished piece, but it just looks so cool. I just absolutely love it. I did go in and add a couple more layers because I thought, it might be a little more interesting if I switched it up. The design was a little regular on there, so I thought I'd add just a couple pieces randomly so that it disrupted that initial kind of perfect columnar design and changed it up to something a little more abstract. While I'm finishing up here, if you like the video so far, take a second and give me a thumbs up there, and do the hypes and the subscribes and all of the things. It really helps me out immensely, and I thank everyone that's been doing that. I really appreciate all of you. All right, so I have my 8x10 Gelli Art gel plate out there, and I am rolling a little bit of Liquitex Mars Black on there. What I'm going to do here is take one of my artificial flowers, and I have been using these for a really long time. As you will be able to see, these flowers are coated in paint and they still work beautifully each and every time on there. So I'm laying that down and just taking another sheet of copy paper, and that's what I'm using as my pickup sheet. I like to stab the stem through that paper. It just kind of keeps everything all in one place, and you can see how there's still a lot of paint left on the plate. So I do take a few minutes to just go in with a damp towel and clean up everything that I don't want to be on there. And you can get as detailed with that as you'd like. You can go in with a paper towel wrapped around like a skewer or even a toothpick and really get very fine details cleaned off. So once I have that cleaned, I'm going to go ahead and print this directly onto the board. Now, if you've seen me use these flowers in the past, I've always printed them onto tissue paper, cut the tissue paper out and glued that on, but I just wanted to see what it would look like if I did it this way. So I spread down a little bit more of the matte medium and I am just rolling that over. I'm going to pick up the plate, and the beauty of the gel plate is it is see-through, so you can see exactly where the design is going to go. When I've got it where I want it, I'm laying a piece of paper down on top of the plate, and then I'm going to get the two heaviest books that I own and just let that rest for a while, which I did. And after a couple of hours elapsed, I went back and peeled it off, and we've got a perfect print. Now, the nice thing about that versus, excuse me, using the tissue paper is now while the tissue paper is very transparent, you can still kind of see some of it, but there is absolutely no trace of it on there now because I printed directly onto the piece. So that's something else that you can keep in mind for your pieces. I did decide I wanted to add just a little bit of tint of color to this, just barely. And when it dries, you can barely see it, but it does just help it a little bit. So the orangey color on top is golden acrylic Azo Gold, which I mixed with some water and just put in the very center. And that paint on the right is Liquitex Gray Green, which I mixed with some more matte medium, and that makes it very, very transparent. So I'm going to just get like a very slight glaze of color over the top of this, and it's just going to make it stand out a tiny bit better. It gets a little bit lost in the background because of the black flower and the darker colors, but this just kind of helped it stand out just enough. I didn't want it to be like a completely painted flower, but you'll see here in a minute once everything dries off what I mean. It's just barely there. So as I'm finishing working on this flower, I'm trying to decide exactly what else I might want to put on this board, and I was pulled in several different directions with that, but ultimately I decided just to go with another flower. But I didn't want it to be the exact same way. I thought that might be a little too visually boring. So I decided to print a plain kind of collage paper, which is what I'm doing here, directly on my gel plate. I am mixing Titan Buff and some more of that gray green because that color matches the colors that are in the background of that collage paper. And you can see I'm going to get a couple of pools of that. And I made a couple of different sheets of this and ultimately just picked one to use for the next step, but I will definitely be using these as collage papers in future pieces. You can see that nice gray-green color there. What I'm going to do is tear off a chunk of that and use it to place the next flower on. Now you can see I'm tearing it painted side down, and that is so I don't get that white torn edge because I don't want that visible on this piece. So if you tear it upside down, it's going to tear underneath the paint and not let the exposed edge of the paper be visible. So I'm also tearing a curve in the top there because I want that curve to mimic the curve of the flower. And then when I place the next flower on top of it, it's all going to look like it belongs together. So I'm getting some more matte medium. This time I'm using a heavier bodied gel matte medium rather than the liquid that I've been using because this is a piece of copy paper that I had printed that gray-green on. And I want to make sure that it's going to lay down really well. And the collage paper underneath does have a slight texture to it, so I just want to make sure that everything is adhered really well. So I added more on top and really pressed it down in there good. And I'm going to now print the second flower exactly the same way we did the first one, laying down my Mars Black, pressing my flower onto the plate with a piece of copy paper. And I'll go ahead and once that's pulled up, I will clean up any of what I like to call the background noise, although this one picked up pretty well. There was hardly really any there. So just a little bit to wipe up, and I'm going to go in with my liquid media again and roll that off and print directly onto the board one more time. But I'm going to be doing it over top of that green paper that I just laid down. And this is the same process. I'm going to get a paper on top of there, lay my two heavy books on top, and in a moment, we'll peel it up. This one I only let sit for like maybe an hour. It didn't need any longer than that. As you can see, I got a nice solid print on there. Now I did want to go in with some acrylic pens just to define some of the petals a little bit. So I did that on both the top and the bottom flower. And once I was happy with all of that, I coated the entire piece in some Liquitex gloss varnish. That I haven't used much. I typically use Krylon Triple Thick Acrylic Spray, but I just wanted to use that for something different. Also, it's raining today and I do my spraying outside. So the gloss varnish was something I could easily handle in the studio, and I think it turned out beautifully. In just a moment, I'm going to show you the finished piece. All right, here it is all finished and ready to hang. I really like the way it turned out. I like the idea of blending the new style with the old. That really pulls together an artist's body of work. If that's something you're concerned with, there are many ways to do that, and we can actually do an entire video on that someday because it's a useful thing to know how to do if you are a practicing artist. But thank you all so much for joining me today. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I don't have any progress pics of my exhibit piece. I'm holding off on that. I may or may not end up entering that. I have some other things that I may enter instead, but I will keep you all posted on what's going on with that. But in the meantime, I look forward to coming back with you again next Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time for another video. Take care, and I'll see you then.